days in a row.
No, he's done that before.
We're
I've seen it.
live. What's up, chat? Hopefully we remain live tonight. We have had some technological difficulties the last couple of streams. As you guys that were here on Sunday were aware of, we did have some dropouts on our Twitch end. So with any luck, we don't have that this evening. We've also having some stormy storm stuff over in the Australian territories. Mr. JJ's been having some net issues, so what we're going to do is if we lose JJ at any point, we're probably going to just call it where we lose him and pick it up next week. There's a bit of a stormy stuff happening over there, so hopefully we're good. But apart from that, we're all good. So again, just to let everybody know that this month, the month of October, is the last month that I will be streaming on Twitch. I have made the decision to move to YouTube to continue my content for the remainder of this year at least. Coming into Christmas time, I will be making the decision on whether I'm going to continue my content at all. The D&D will not stop. Obviously, for those D&D players that are currently playing our content, that D&D is not going to stop. I'm still going to play. The Guilded's still going to be there for the community to hang out with and chat and talk D&D, because the D&D will continue. The maps will continue off stream if I decide to can it, and will still be available to people on the Guilded. And yeah, so I said I'm not going to stop playing D&D. I may not do 2 campaigns at one time, but there'll definitely be always a D&D campaign running at some point, whether it's on and it'll most likely be on a Sunday. So as moving forward after these campaigns are finished, then I'll announce in the Guilded that I'm doing another one, call for players just like usual, and it'll be done through Foundry as it is done now. It just won't be streamed. And probably not recorded either, so it'll be just playing, which is what I always just want to do, just play. Just want to play and do D&D stuff. So again, it really depends. It depends on how the transition to YouTube goes, and sort of generally how I feel about the whole content creation thing. I've been doing it for like 6 years now, and I've grown. There's been not zero growth, but the growth has been very slow. And it's getting to the point, I think, now with the cost of living and everything else, that it's just, I think the expense of streaming now is becoming far outweighing the enjoyment of it, which is never fun. You don't want to keep spending money on something and not enjoy what you're doing. I'd rather just play games with my friends and have fun. We've got to get Mr. Grimm into WoW too, so we've got to have some fun sinking some other poor bastard into the black hole that is Warcraft. Oh, come on, Eric, you loved it. You were hanging out today.
drop that subscription thing to play it, and I'll be in there.
He looks like a panda person to me.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, and the thing is, you're right. If they drop that sub, if Blizzard had half a brain and they drop the sub now, I mean, they've made millions of dollars off the damn game. If they drop that sub, they'll get an influx of players, I guarantee you. Put some stuff behind a paywall, make some microtransactions. I've already got that anyway, so why not if I can drop the sub?
Yep.
Nutty. See, Mina? Nutty's got the idea. You'd probably enjoy it as well, but again, say goodbye to your family when you play WoW. You get sucked into it. It's not that bad. If you regulate your time on it, it's pretty good. But anywho, so, ladies and germs, another episode of our Lost Mines of Phandelver story. Obviously, our players had some interesting times last session, so we should probably get into it before we go any further, before I start harping on about bloody Warcraft for too long, and get into this story. I didn't give you a coffee warning. You've had more than enough time, lady. More than enough time. Now you have to wait. Now you have to wait for the break. So, last we left off, you had entered the Redbrand's hideout and started to move through its halls, dealing with the Redbrand menace. all of you except for Who, I believe, had heard. I don't actually think Who did hear the voice at one point. You'd all heard a strange voice come into your minds. No, I think Who resisted that one. But you had heard a strange voice offering to make a deal, perhaps. You continued forwards and eventually discover a hidden door that leads deeper into this hideout, and it led to what seemed to be a more natural cavern beneath the Tresendar Manor. This is where you came face to face with the creature behind the voice, a rather spiny insect, sort of insect-like creature with a large single ocular source, one single eye in the center of his head, sharp teeth and sharp claws. Striking a deal with this particular entity for food, he gave you some information. You then discovered his information to be relatively accurate by dealing with the two bugbears that he had informed you about, and getting more information from the rather ill-treated goblin that you found therein. Moving further forward, you ambushed quickly a room full of human Redbrands and dealt with them harshly, which led you then to a laboratory of sorts, an alchemist chamber, and upon spending a little bit of time in there, you then heard the voice of the sorcerer that you'd been informed dwelled within. Opening the door, you became face to face with this individual, which I believe had been called either just the sorcerer or potentially a man by the name of Glassstaff, as Sildar had said that he'd met someone similar in Neverwinter before coming to Phandelver. And Nutty better not be in that kitchen. I believe she is. He's trying ever so hard not to make noise, which is probably going to make it worse. But anywho, any noises you hear in the background chat is just Nutty, who for some reason her timing is fucking way off on everything. Anywho, this is pretty much where we got to as his staff, this glass staff, appeared in his hands, and he stated towards you, Arcos, with the brief conversation that you had had, that he hopes you are prepared for what you're getting yourself into. And so this is pretty much where we will pick up in our little area here. Gonna add you guys to an initiative order here, and I'll get you to roll initiative for me.
Bum, bum, bum.
I'll roll for Sildar, and I'll roll for him.
Okay, where are we? I've got to get my thing out.
You can do it from the combat tracker as well. Not worried about the rat. Move the rat from that order. The rat doesn't matter. So with that particular information, we will now go into a bit of a battle. As it turns out, as he summons his staff, Arcos, you are prepared for this hostile sort of move. You were waiting for him to make any kind of hostile movement, and he does so, giving you the advantage in this particular situation, as you'd seen him cast something, and an arcane shimmer had sort of rippled over his body. So we'll turn it over to you, Arcos, with the initiative here.
So standing in the doorway, I yell, "You should know something, magical asshole. In my line of work, I'm never prepared for anything." I fucking bolt through the door, and I will go and stab him once the game's unpaused.
Oh, of course. I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
You can run up and magically stab him.
Come on.
That would be a miss.
Damn
As
you.
your short sword, you lash out forward with your short sword, and you strike a barrier. It just almost clangs off an invisible barrier.
Yeah. And then I will hit him with my offhand, hopefully.
Again, you do hit him this time, doing 2 points of damage, managing to breach whatever this barrier is. 5 points of damage, slashing damage. And he sort of moves, grabs his side where you slash him with your short sword, and sort of grimaces. It's not a deep wound, but definitely one that was felt. Is that your turn, good sir?
Remind me. Once per turn. Do I get sneak attack if I hit him on the offhand and not the... Because I can do it once per round.
You can do it once per round. Yes, I believe you can.
On a
And
hit,
because
yeah.
because you went first in the initiative order,
Yeah.
you would gain that ability. Yes, because
I get it anyway.
as long
As long as there's not another combatant within 5 feet, yeah.
sweet. So you will get sneak attack, indeed.
Yay!
Next to extra 3 points of damage there.
Alright, and then I will flip him off.
As you do.
Yep, and I will drag my ass back out round the corner. Doop.
And because of
And then I
your
will
particular
untarget myself.
skills, you are able to do so without provoking the opportunity attack.
Yeah, and then I will end my turn.
You will end your turn. It is now his turn. And as he sort of curses you for laying a hand on him, he will... What is he going to do here? Ooh, what shall we do? What shall we do? I'm going to try something here. So, we're going to get... We need here... I need who? When I find my stuff here. I need who? To make a wisdom saving throw, please. I believe that would be a failure. The double check here.
We've all got to be worried now because when the DM says, I'm just going to try something out here now, it's like, yeah.
Gotta consume the spell slot. So, yeah, so you needed to beat a 13, so you did fail. You are now charmed by this particular individual. So, what that means for you, good sir, is you consider this person an ally. Gotta double check something just quickly. Charmed. So a charmed creature can't attack the charmer or the target, or target the charmer with harmful or abilities or magical effects. The charmer has advantage on any ability check to interact socially with the creature. So, for all intents and purposes, you consider this particular individual an ally to you. You cannot attack him at all. You cannot target him with a hostile intent. But you still, your allies are still your allies, but you cannot attack this particular individual. And he will then move back a space into the room and just simply say to you, who, come now, good sir, let's convince your friends not to act so hastily, shall we? And that is his turn. It is now Sildar's turn. Sildar, sort of not exactly knowing what's happening here, goes, well, here goes nothing. And he goes into the room and up to the individual and attempts to attack him with his sword. Which he hits. Finally hits someone with only doing 3 damage, but he hits him. And with his second attack, also hitting him, but the individual waves a hand as he does so, and he will use shield to negate that attack, raising his armor level high enough so that he cannot be hit. So his armor is slightly higher for till the end of his next turn. Or to the end of his turn. Reaction. 1 round. So yeah, till the end of the next turn. That is Sildar's turn. That means Youngblood, you're up. And who you're on board after that.
Youngblood will look at the wizard and go, did you go to school?
Kind of busy here, young man. As he sort of leans over and looks over Sildar's shoulder.
Were you good at English?
He doesn't answer.
Well, you should have been, because you're good at spelling, right?
God. Oh my God.
Then you hold his turn.
You're not going to do anything? You're going to hold your action?
Yeah.
What are you holding your action for? In particular? Anything in particular, or you're just waiting to see what's going to happen?
Just waiting to see what happens more than anything.
Okay, so you get to hold an action. It is your turn. Who, it is now your turn. You are currently charmed by this particular individual, so you cannot attack him right now, but you can still help your allies if you are able to. Otherwise, you'll have to try and figure out something to do that's not attacking him.
Hey, Arcos, who's the bad guy? I don't see any bad guy here.
You can respond if you want, Arcos.
He's right fucking there in the next room.
He's one of us.
The old man, yeah.
No, the other one with the pointy hat.
No, fuck him. Go do that magic shit.
He's not my type.
You're a bit queer, aren't you? In the head.
Well, I don't see anybody. Yeah, look, I'll just go and stand over here.
You go stand yourself next to the door. Is that
Well,
your
hang on,
turn?
I better untarget first, because I thought I was going to be targeting him.
It's all good. Yes, definitely untargeted. No worries.
And I will go and stand here because, yes, I'm a little bit confused. And I don't see a bad guy.
No worries. You do get to make this wisdom save again at the end of your turn, however, so you can make that that wisdom save.
Yeah, but I don't like pointy hats. He's definitely not my type.
So make that wisdom save for me.
Yep.
In the chat. Natural 20. So with that little conversation that you've just had with Arcos, you move away from the doorway and then you sort of blink and shake your head and you think, hang on a minute, what the fuck? And you know that you've been charmed by him. This is the thing about charm. Now that the effect is faded, you know it was him that did it. So it's probably pissed you off a little bit. But that is the end of your turn. So it is now Arcos's turn.
So Arcos looks across at who? and then looks over to Youngblood. He's like, "What are you doing?" "Oh, you can only count on your fucking self. You two just stand here then, and I'll like rush around the corner and go in." Bloody useless.
No worries.
It's time to go to bed.
Climb up, you rush above the bed, moving into attack. I would say you'll have an advantage here, as I will give you, it's not really flanking, but you have an ally there anyway, so I'll give you the advantage on the attack.
Okay.
He's kind of back to the wall, so kind of is flanking at the same time. And he's what have we got here? So you do hit him. He's going to use his reaction again to throw shield up. Yeah, that was. So this is the top of the round. New turn. New round turn. Oh no, he's still got it anyway. Sorry, because it's till the end of his next turn, so he doesn't need to use it again. So, what did you get? 17. That will miss.
Alright.
So you strike the shield. Oh, my bad. I didn't need to recast it. That's right. I'll remember that for next time.
Oof.
A natural 1
On an advantage roll.
on an advantage. That's terrible.
They were both ones.
But double
That's
ones, man. Someone clip that. Double ones.
great. Snake eyes.
So double ones on the attack as you plunge your offhand and you strike. You bring your arm back and hit that wall. And it's like, ah, crap.
It's like, let me stab you, you magical fucker. And with that frustration, I'm actually not going to do what he's been accustomed to do and jump away. He's so frustrated, he's just going to stand there.
No worries. So you're going to stay there. It is now his turn. And he's looking at both of you. He's looking at the situation he's in at the moment. And he is going to... vanish from sight. It just slowly dematerializes. You do feel a rush of air momentarily, Arcos. So what I'm going to do here is I'll give you an opportunity attack at disadvantage, because I'm assuming in your current state you would just lash out, thinking this magical fuck's gone and done something creepy, weird. And so I'll give it to you at disadvantage.
I got a nat 20 on that.
And at
a
disadvantage, you still hit him, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So you do the damage. You hear that sort of and then it sort of dissipates and moves and it's gone. You're still not sure where he is at this point. But he has momentarily disappeared from sight. It's now Sildar's turn, and Sildar sort of says, What? Wait, oh my, where'd he go? So he sort of turns and scoots out of the room, looking around to sort of see if he can find him, and doesn't really see him, and just sort of mutters to himself, and that'll be his turn, because there's not much else he can do. He's going to hold an action until he sees a target. Youngblood, it's now your turn. You've, from where you've been standing, you saw this man dematerialize and disappear. You saw Arcos reach out and slashed. You probably saw a bit of a spray of blood, and then nothing.
Yeah, wizard. Yeah, wizard. Come play. Got no joke for you if you come out. And you'll just end his turn because you don't know where he is.
No worries. Ooh, it is now your turn.
Still.
Same, I mean, you would not have seen him disappear, but you've seen Sildar come rushing out, looking around, and Sildar's probably said, "Fucking vanished. Spread out."
Alright, so I'm gonna scoot in through the doorway into the room, into the corner here.
Yep.
There's not really much I can do because I got nothing to target.
Exactly. So you can still
So
make
can
you can still make an investigation check or perception to see if you can hear or see. It's up to you.
That's what I was thinking of seeing if I can sort of check him out. So you want a perception or?
Yep. I'll chuck it in the chat there for you.
Okay, cool.
You, even with a 15, you're not 100% sure where he could have gone. You know, I mean, you know magic, so you know he's probably done something like cast invisibility on himself, or has used some form of teleportation or something. But at this stage, you're not entirely sure whether he's in this room or not. Really can't tell, unfortunately.
And I look across to Argos before I sort of decide to move on. It's like, man, before that son of a bitch charmed me or did something to me, mate, I couldn't see him. He looked like he was one of us. But I can't see him now. And yeah, I'll have my turn on that.
No worries. Arcos, it's now back to you.
Old man, close the door. If he's not a fucking ghost, he's still in here. He can't have just fucking vanished. You magical prick, and I'll just stab the place where I saw him last.
So last, no need to roll to hit. You definitely strike nothing but air as you just stab in the place where he was, and he's definitely gone. And you hear Sildar going, "Oh, yep," and is that your turn, Arcos? Are you going to move? Are you going to? What are we going to do here? I would say that you would know, just in general, that he's probably going to try and run. He's not going to stay and fight. He's not stupid. 4 against 1, he's not dumb. You would, I mean, and you would be intelligent enough to know that you wouldn't stay and fight against 4 people. You're gonna try and run. So you probably know he's heading for the door or some form of exit. So just to bear that in mind when whatever you do.
I'm gonna stay there, I think, because I've asked Sildar to close the door. Yeah. Actually, I'll use my cunning action to hide. And I'll hide under the bed.
You're gonna dive under the bed.
I'm gonna dive under the bed.
Under the bed you go. I'll need you to roll one of those for me, please, as you hide. As far as you are aware, you are hidden, good sir.
Hey. And that will end my turn.
It'll end your turn. It is now the sorcerer's turn. And you do not see anything at this point. That'll be his turn there, I think. Is now Sildar's turn. Sildar rushes towards the door down here, closes the door, and says, "Ha ha! We got you! Can't go anywhere!" And he stays in front of the door, just waiting, holding his action. Youngblood, it is now your turn.
Youngblood hearing everything going on here and bugs yell out and stuff, he's gonna walk over to the door and close that one and guard that one. If he's in there with you, he's gonna be trapped in there with you guys. You'll close the door and guard that door. And hold his
No
action.
worries. And that is your turn?
Yep.
It's now your turn, Who, once again. What are we doing, guys?
Look, just come on, just show yourself. We got the doors closed, both rooms are covered. Just show yourself. We'll finish it right here and now. Come on.
No response.
Yeah, I really don't know what to do. I really
You
don't
can
know what to do.
you can walk around the room swinging your mace. You can do there's plenty of things you can do. I mean you can literally just start walking around a room with your hands out to see if you run into someone. Best way to find someone who's invisible.
I'm gonna move into this corner and swing my mace around in this corner here.
Okay, so again, no need to roll to hit. As you start to move around the room and you swing your mace wide, like in a wide arc in front of you and all around you, and you strike nothing. No resistance whatsoever. I would say
Nothing here near the bloody door.
I would say at this point, I'll get you to roll. Let's get you to roll one of these for me. Roll an insight check. It's not great, but it's not bad. I would say even with a 13, I'd say you're pretty certain he's not in this room. Just with you coming where Arcos Nat was. Arcos was out with his dagger before with a short sword, didn't hit anything. You've come in and not hit anything. And this room's not big. And you've heard nothing. I'd say you're pretty certain he's not in this room.
So on discovering that, I'll yell out, "He's got to be in the other room. He can't be here."
And
I'm going to move into the doorway.
all right, so you can open that door if you wish.
Yep.
Arcos, back to you. As who has said what he has said, you're pretty certain that this mage, sorcerer, whoever is not in this room.
He can't have gotten out. He can't. And he's... I've got to catch that fucker. And he sort of like drags himself out from under the bed. He's like, we got into this side from... And he starts like checking the walls where he was standing.
Okay, we'll make that.
Yeah. I rolled an intelligence check why who was going and I got an 18. So
Okay,
decided I would be smart enough to think of that.
no worries. Roll investigation as you start checking the walls, believing there could have been a secret way out. With an 11, do not discover anything. The wall seems pretty solid.
I'm just gonna sit on the bed. I'm like stabbing the dagger into the side of the bed.
No worries. And with that, will pretty much be your turn. And I would say that will also end their initiative. We'll end this combat here. You guys can add that XP. And we will end our battle music. We will, so we're out of initiative. Can't remember, minor technical difficulties. So we'll end our initiative there. After what seems like a minute or so, you hear and see nothing in either room. And Arcos, I would say you'd be the first to probably be quite discouraged by this thinking initially couldn't have got out, he couldn't have got away. But realizing after a prolonged period of time, Sildar says, I haven't heard anything in this room for some time, and I've been buzzed. I haven't moved. No, nothing's got by me. Are you sure he's still here? And with that, Sildar will start sort of systematically sort out, working his way through the room.
On that, look, I'm thinking we couldn't find him before swinging shit around in these rooms. Is there anything in here to search?
You know, you can search the room if you like.
Yep.
So I will get
Sounds like a plan.
you, Mr. Who, to roll an investigational the room.
Yep.
You rolled a 12. Du-du-du. You do find in the desk, not much, it looks like it's fairly well been cleaned out, but you do find what looks to be a letter in amongst a series of papers that a lot of it is too advanced magic for you to even understand. You find a letter which is in common, which simply reads, Lord Albrek, my spies in Neverwinter tell me that strangers are due to arrive in Phandelver. They could be working for the dwarves. Capture them if you can, kill them if you must, but don't allow them to upset my plans. See that any dwarven maps and their possession are delivered to me with haste. I'm counting on you, Lano. Do not disappoint me. And at the bottom is the insignia of a black spider.
So knowing Arcos's reaction to the black spider stuff, I'll hand that to him.
Arcos is sort of still digging the dagger into the to the bed head, and he sort of sees you hold the letter up, and he like grabs it like sort of quite sternly, and he looks at it and he like grips it really hard, and it starts like curling at the side, and he's fucking gone. And he just tosses the letter back to you.
So the letter's of no use to you?
Not anymore.
Okay, so I'll show it to Sildar then.
Sildar, upon seeing the letter, simply says, well, that explains the missing dwarfs. Bugger. And he sort of sits down and lets out a bit of a sigh, and sort of says to you guys at this point, well, we should probably look around to see if there's any more of these Redbrand thugs to be dealt with, and then head back to town.
Yeah, I agree. If there's nothing here, we're not finding anything in this room. We'll just get on with it.
I mean, you still have to deal with the possibility that Gundren's at the Cragmaw, but you need to rest and recoup and resupply. I wish I would come with you, but I have things to deal with here in Phandelver. Can't let that little upstart Arbin Wester get his claws back into the town. Especially now with the Redbrands dealt with, we should be able to sort out the town a little bit better. But rest assured that you will be compensated for for your work here, and anything further that you wish to do. Of course, that's if you choose to. No one is forcing you to stay, but if you are willing to make more gold, you are quite adept at this sort of thing, and I have gold to offer. So does the town of Phandelver.
Yeah, we might do that when we come to it. We'll find out what's in the rest of this cave here and head back to town, maybe. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, not much we can do here.
You also find in the small chest at the foot of the bed a 180 silver pieces. If someone wants to write this down, you can split it amongst yourselves once when we have a break. And 32 gold pieces. Two peridots, or perido, the gemstones look like they're worth about 15 gold each. A couple of gemstones. And a single pearl. And I'd say Arcos would probably have an understanding of the value of things, being his former profession. The pearl's probably worth about 100 gold, give or take.
So I think Arcos can hold on to this if he's still willing to, and we can divvy up what we've got up to now when we get back to town, so we can get stuff for ourselves out of it and whatever we need to do.
I mean, you can keep whatever you find. I mean, doesn't bother me.
Yeah, whatever.
So I guess we finish our search here and then head back to town. Let's get you situated back at the inn and fed, and I could certainly use a drink.
Food and sleep. Yep, sounds like a plan.
Well, sleep too, but drink, food. Decide what we're going to do next, I guess. Why can't I target any? That's why. I mean, that was me. So with that, you continue your search and find no other way further into this area. You believe that you've gone as far as you can go within the walls of this area. You research some of the other areas and don't really find anything else of value. You keep your promise, I'm assuming, to the creature in the bowels of this area and inform them of the bodies that have been left behind, or move them to the area yourself. Up to you which you do. I don't think it really matters as long as you keep your end of the bargain. I think this creature is quite happy.
Let him hunt for them, because that'll keep him busy for a little bit.
But you do inform him that there are many bodies to be had, and he is rather grateful and does not seem to be aggressive towards you. So with that, we will come back to the Stonehill Inn. We will get rid of these tokens here, however. We don't need those. Oh crap, I just put light on all of you. That's made it really bright.
Frickin' lasers.
Frickin' laser beams. Didn't want to make it that bright, juice. So you do make your way back to town. And you find yourselves back at the Stonehill Inn. Sildar has provided food and drink for you all. And you are now sitting in the inn. Sildar is with you. But after maybe 40 minutes or so, he gets up and gives you all a nod of the head and says, well, I must leave you. I have things I need to attend, and my age is definitely catching up with me. As I said, I would love to continue and come with you to Cragmaw when you decide to go, but I must deal with things here. But please, come and see me before you leave, and maybe I can help you with supplies, perhaps, even maybe a discounted Stone Shield Costa. But please see me before you leave, and then just let me know what you decide you wish to do. Until then, I bid you good evening. And he sort of, again, gives you that almost not a full bow, but a nod of the head, a bit of a slight bow, the dip of the shoulders, and then turns and exits out of the inn.
Let's split this stuff up. We can get some food and some drink and have a bit of a rest up. What do you reckon?
Yep, sounds good. Need some sleep.
What do I reckon? What do I fucking reckon? We had him dead to rights, and you two stood there like a bunch of... If I can't even do this, what good am I, you fucking idiots? You just stood there. We had him.
I was waiting for him to come out. I can't go in that small ass fuck room with 2 other people.
There was plenty
What
of
are you gonna
fucking
do?
room.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I've had enough, and I'll go upstairs.
Oi, not
no
before
problem.
you drop the money. Put the money on the table because we want our split. That's all I'm asking for. You can whatever you damn well want then.
Nah. It's gone.
Go on.
It's gone.
I'm chasing.
He's gone
I'm
with the
chasing
money.
him. No, stop. I'm chasing him.
So you follow him. Arcos, you are
Yep.
up the stairs, but hot on your heels is a rather ruffled Alwyn. Youngblood, do you follow or do you stay drinking and eating?
Stay drinking and eating.
Very cool. You continue to drink and eat. There's not many people in the inn, so the food, the drink is free, provided by Sildar. So we will follow the Owlin and the Herringon as they disappear upstairs.
Sounds like a nursery rhyme.
Definitely, definitely.
It may not turn out like that, but
So,
If
what
you don't physically stop Arcos, he will not stop.
So Arcos is moving with a purpose to his room.
Mhm.
So what does who do as he's following him?
I'm reaching out to grab him on the shoulder. Grab him. I want to grab him on the shoulder and just pull him back.
So, Arcos, do you resist as you feel a hand on your shoulder, attempting to stop you?
Yeah, I'll pull forward. Keep your hands to yourself, Feathers.
I'll keep my hands to you, that little bloody act you pulled downstairs. I did explain to you the situation where I was charmed. Everybody looked like an ally, and you still want to carry on like a fool.
Right. And he sort of goes into where he put the stuff that you gave him and was like, you can have it. He throws it at you, and then he walks off.
How much was it? Because I never wrote the first lot down.
It was
130 silver,
There we go.
32 gold, 2 paradots, and 1 pearl.
Yeah, I got that, but there was one before that as well that you were holding for us. Where's my pen gone?
Oh, I wouldn't have given you that.
He's only given you the last lot that you got.
Oh, is that right? I've lost my damn pen.
I took it. No.
Arcos stole your
He
pen.
slips it in his pocket while he's trying to write it down.
And I got your big lighter too. All of them. Even the pink one.
Oh shit.
It's alright, mate.
Oh,
I have to bring some levity to a situation where I'm like, nah, I gotta lay into him.
Oh, you got to do it.
Yeah.
So with that, Arcos, you have retreated to your room. Closed your door. Do you lock it?
I do lock it.
No worries. So you've just had a whole bunch of stuff tossed in your direction, a whole bunch of coin, silver and gold, a couple of gemstones, and a pearl.
Yep.
I would say, did you just throw it at him, like in general, or was it in a pouch? I mean, because I'm assuming that you just sort of reached into your pocket and just biffed it at him.
I biffed it at him. So, and part of that was thinking he can come for me, or he can pick up all this shit that's on the floor because
Okay,
it'd
so
go
yeah,
everywhere.
so it'd be scattered coin. So there's a lot of scattered coin on the ground, gemstones. So obviously, do you stop and retrieve? This is a lot of coin. Obviously, if anyone else come along,
Yeah,
you
because
probably
my
lose it all.
ultimate goal was to get the coin to have it split.
Okay.
It wasn't to get into a confrontation or a knockdown, punch-up fight. It was
No
just
worries.
so we could split it evenly between everybody.
Not a problem. So you retrieve the coin. Do you head back downstairs to join Youngblood?
Yep, sure do.
So you head back down there. You've got the coin. Youngblood is drinking. He's eating. He's not really worried about too much going on at the moment. He's having a good time. And you rejoin him at the table. What, if anything, is your guys' conversation before we may go see what Arcos is up to?
Just said it to Youngblood at first, what a fucker, while I'm counting it all out. And then I realised it's like, the fuckers kept that first lot from that when we got paid the first lot. All we've got is what we just got from fucking Sildar.
What'd you expect?
fuck
He's
him.
pissed off.
Fuck him, Youngblood. He can keep that other one. We're going to split this between us. He can go fuck himself.
I can't understand where he's coming from though. He had heat with the guy. If he was let down and pissed, whatever
I
his black
understand,
spider
but,
is.
but to blame
I
us
know-
for a situation that's out of our control.
No, I could have done more, but I felt like I would have been better waiting out there because I'm a big ass guy. I feel like I'm always getting in the way. You know, like people can't aim around me and shit. I've had trouble in the past. I thought hopefully he'll come out to me. I had a plan. I was going to get my whip out and whip the fucking staff out of his hand. I had a plan, just didn't work. I'm not just full of jokes, you know. I do have brains sometimes. I suppose I should go talk to the guy, maybe explain this to him, maybe say sorry to him. I don't fucking know.
I know. I do. We'll get. I just want to have some food and drink, and then I'm going to go rest up. Mate. That's kind of what I feel now. It's been a big day, big night. Maybe we calm down in the bloody morning.
Yeah,
So
let
it
him
is.
sleep on and I'll
It is
talk.
fairly late afternoon. You have spent pretty much an entire day searching the basement of the Tressendar Manor, and so it has been a day. For just a quick moment, we will now transfer to Arcos. So Arcos, you're in your room by yourself. The door's locked. What are you doing in particular, if anything?
He's sort of pacing about the room. I can't believe he was this fucking close. That's not their fault. Not really. Where would he go? And then he looks up at the window. And he looks back at the door. And he's like, fuck it. And he climbs out the window and tries to make his way to the ground through the window.
As you reach your window, you go to open it up, and you hear a loud bang, bang, bang at your door. Kung, kung, kung. Heavy fistballs on your door.
I'm sorry, Big Green, but I just don't feel like fucking talking right now.
Well, I ain't green, for one.
Either he's gone through puberty or that's someone else. Fuck.
Kung, kung, kung on the door again.
Goes and opens the door. He's like, yeah, what do you want?
As you stare into the crotch of a minotaur standing in your doorway. He sort of looks down at you, and you recognize him as the bodyguard, or bodyguard-ish of Harbin Wester, and he looks down at you and sort of gives you a nod. Like he's not standing aggressively. He's just big. He's got his axe strung across his back. Yeah, this is for you. And hands you a piece of parchment.
Right. Where's your pet pig?
Don't fucking start with me. Look, he pays my money. He pays well. He's a fucking twit, but his mouth gets him into trouble, and I get him out of it, right? So
Yeah.
it is. I mean, it is what it is. It's a living. I know it's not a good one, but just I'm on your guy's side, all right? I mean, I'm as much as I can be.
You didn't happen to see a dude in a red cape and a pointy hat?
Seen many of them in my day, but not recently. No. But I think I know who you're talking about. That might help. Pointing to the piece of paper in your hand.
Right. Is
But
it like custom to like tip you?
no. So, I mean, you could buy me an ale. I mean, I wouldn't say no. But no, it's all right. It's okay. I mean, I'm here as a friend, kind of, well, ally. Not really. I don't really like many people. But if you need a hand, Sildar knows where to get hold of me, right? Good luck.
Yeah.
And as he sort of turns, you notice at his side is a particular style of dagger. Particular style of dagger you know very, very well as a sailor. It's a style of dagger that's used to cut ropes on the deck of a ship. It's shaped a particular way with a particular style of hilt. And you also notice that on his, as he sort of turns, you can sort of see it, like one of his hands, he goes to grab something off his belt and sort of straighten himself up. Very calloused hands, like really rough calloused hands. Not unlike those of someone who has spent a long time working with hempen rope, perhaps. Stuff that you would know a lot about. And he sort of turns to you again as he goes to head out and just gives you a nod and walks down the hall.
And I will wait for him to go and look at the piece of paper.
As you open the piece of paper, you find that it is written in such a way that it's kind of weird to look at initially. Then you sort of you think about it and you think back to life on the ship. Certain codes that we used to hide treasure, perhaps. It was never written in plain English or plain language. It was kind of weird language, but you recognize it. You look at it for a bit and you sort of run over it, and you get the gist of it quite quickly. And it simply says, you will find answers at Cragmaw. And that's all it really says. And at the bottom, it kind of says your friend, but not exactly that. You get the idea, your friend or your ally. But you definitely get Cragmaw is definitely there. It definitely states that you'll find answers or something along those lines at Cragmaw.
Sort of folds it up and he puts it in one of his pockets, and he sort of stands at the door and he thinks about going back down and drinking with the others and maybe apologizing, and it just weighs too heavy on him, and he slowly closes the door and he just sort of sits on his bed and waits for it to be dark.
No worries. Back downstairs, we find our two individuals drinking and eating. How much do we have to drink, gentlemen? I wonder. I think JJ's...
Yeah,
Gotta go
young
to the
blood's
bathroom.
drank so much he's
Oh,
busted
He's
for a
drank
pee.
so much to go to the bathroom. So that's probably a good time before we do anything else. We can go, hey, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take 5 minutes and we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. It's a good time to call it, actually. It could be a con save time, depending on how much he's had to drink. But we'll be right back anyway. Don't go anywhere, chat. We'll be right back. What's up, chat? We're back. I was waiting on JJ. He's having a cigarette, but don't want to leave you guys there hanging out, listening to weird and music. But welcome in, Rad and Overcord. Good to see you guys in the chat tonight. Again, just to introduce myself to anyone that's new in the chat, my name is Evldoa. I'm from New Zealand. These guys are from Australia, and we play in D&D, Lost Mines of Phandelver, episode 8. We have just finished, or they've just more or less cleared out the Redbrand menace from Phandelver, just returned to the inn. Unfortunately, Arcos was not able to get any information from the sorcerer, which he believes might have something to tell him, and he blames his friends for it. So he's a little upset, while Youngblood and Who are in the inn, possibly drinking drinking their sorrows away. Holy jeebers, we just got raided, 61 viewers. Whoop, whoop. Raiders, come on in. Art Hard Studios with the raid, thank you so much. Good time of raid. We're on a bit of a break from the story, just waiting for one of the players to come back. Appreciate the raid. Bunch of follows here as well. Dreaming of Nat 20s for the follow. The dungeon itch as well. We've got, holy crap, we've got a few there. Phantom Jacket, Evolving Shadows, Steffi Poo, and Art Hard Studios as well, all with a follow. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for dropping your community over here. I hope your stream went very well, Art Hard. What were you guys streaming tonight? Let's see if we can get a shout out here. There we go. Also playing the DungeonDraft. You with the raid, Dark Apocalypse. Oh god, my god, Dark Apocalypse. I can't speak. I'm sorry. Plays Wii D&D. Well, there you go. So we got D&Ders all around the place. We got Jury one more as well. Thank you guys for coming in and hanging out with us. I said we're playing Lost Mines of Phandelver. It was your finale of chapter 1 of your Wii D&D homebrew campaign. Awesome. I love homebrew stuff. We do our homebrew campaign on Sunday nights, which is in a world called Paradigm, which is the second campaign in that homebrew world, which is set 100 years after the first. So a lot of fun. But this one is Lost Mines. I love this adventure. Some of my players have DM'd and played it. So it is a lot of fun to revisit some of these things as well. But I hope no one died in your finale, because that's never fun when people die. I mean, sometimes it is. I mean, it's fun for the DM, isn't it? Maybe, sometimes. Who knows? But anywho, as I said, my name is Evldoa. I'm from New Zealand. We are, well, predominantly a D&D channel. We do some gaming here occasionally as well, and some map making. I use DungeonDraft to create custom maps, and you will see some of those maps here tonight, as we are using Foundry Virtual Tabletop for our game, which is always fun. We had someone drop to 1 against a dragon. Dude. But they survived. That's always good. Survival is good. So we're waiting on one of our players to return from a cigarette break. But glad to see you guys in. So as I said, as I was saying earlier, I do create custom maps also on DungeonDraft for my own games and for other people on occasionally as well. Members of my Gilded server have access to some of those maps via the the subscriptions over there, and that's a lot of fun. Also, I enjoyed making maps. Enjoy D&D. We enjoy gaming. We do Pew Pew Thursdays, where we do a little bit of Fortnite and some PUBG, depending on who's around and who's playing. But predominantly the D&Ds. 100 biddies from Art Hard Studios as well. Art Hard, exactly. I love the digital art. As I said, you'll see some of the maps in tonight's session as well. If we get there, we were just on one of our maps in the Redbrand hideout. We're now in local inn while our players recuperate from their ordeal. In which case, now that JJ's back, we can rejoin Youngblood and who are currently drinking and eating. Youngblood, how many drinks would you say that Youngblood has had in the time that he sat down, waited for who to return from upstairs, and in the time that you guys have been waiting down here?
I've stopped. I've just kept coming. I'm
So
a
you
bit
just-
annoyed.
You're drinking hard?
Keep it coming. I'm drinking hard.
Drinking hard, okay. So with the drinking hard, I'm going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw. So on your character sheet, you'll need to click on the word Constitution and hit the saving throw. And I'll need you to roll one of those for me. Oh, that is not good.
He's talking.
fuck.
He's talking.
It's
he's
not.
talking left-handed.
Yeah, I'd say Youngblood. Unfortunately, after the third or fourth handle, and I'm talking handle of ale, like big container, like big wooden vessel of ale. You're on your third or fourth, and you're starting to get a little tipsy now. Like the words are starting to slur a little. Maybe another joke or two might come out because you're a little bit more relaxed than usual. Who knows? You've eaten your fill of food too. You're pretty full of food, but now you're starting to fill up on the ale. How many drinks do you think who would have had while he was counting the cash and sitting there talking to Youngblood?
After that encounter and voicing my opinion about what was going on to Youngblood, I probably won while I'm feeding my face, counting the Collins, having
Having a decent
a
diet.
swigging down it. Yeah,
But just the one, you reckon?
just the one. Yeah.
Just the one. Well, we'll leave you for the moment. I think you probably. I mean, just with the one, you've definitely got a little bit of a glow on. We'll say, but that's about it. But yeah, Youngblood, you're starting to get a little tipsy there, brother. Like you're starting to feel pretty happy. With that, a youngish-looking half-elven gentleman walks into the inn, sits down in one of the tables, has a looks like a lyre strapped over his shoulder, and nods to the barkeep and walks over, have a bit of a conversation, and he starts to sit and play a little tune on his lyre. Not a bard per se, but just a traveling entertainer, maybe looking to make some coins. He starts playing a small tune, nothing overly vigorous, but pleasant-ish to hear, depending on how you guys react to it, of course. It's like I said, there's nothing over the top. So what are you guys going to do now? What are you discussing as before you head turn in for the evening, perhaps?
Even though it's very placid, Youngblood being where he is, he'll get up and start dancing, and you'll throw a gold to him. It's like, play something more. Come on, give me some upbeat. Throw him gold, and he'll start dancing.
And he'll oblige. You're giving him some gold. He'll start to play something a little more lively. What I'm going to get from you now, Youngblood, is a performance check. So if you go to your again on your sheet, you will find under the attributes section, it's all in alphabetical order. Just find performance.
Yeah, I've got it.
And roll a performance check for me. A natural 1 for a 0. That is perfect. Absolutely perfect. A natural 1, Youngblood. The entertainer starts playing a lively tune. Youngblood, you get up and you start moving. You're a big dude. Like, you're a real big dude. Like, you're 6 foot plus tall. You're broad-shouldered. You got 2 left feet, without a shadow of a doubt. You start to move, and your left foot clips your right heel, and you stagger forward into a table of other patrons,
Oh, God.
spilling their food and drink all over them. And you sort of look up and you go to say, "Excuse me," and you're looking into a face of a half-orc. He's got ale running down his face. You've just spilt it all over him, and he sort of looks up at you. "What the fuck do you think you're doing?" And he stands up, and he equals you in height. Like, he's easily the same height as you. He's a big boy. A couple of big deep scars across the right hand side of his face. And he shoves you backwards. What do you do?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, man. I've had a couple of drinks. I've had a hard day. I didn't mean to fall into you. I'm just fucking, ugh. Just stuttering and trying to talk nicely to him to calm him down. Stuttering.
He's not happy.
So-
He's not
sorry.
calm at all. Like he walks up to you and grabs you by the scruff of the neck and then just headbutts you right in the face. And at your current state, you're not even going to be able to defend against this. And you're going to take 4 points of bludgeoning damage. I will take that from your sheet. I mean, you're coming up to a long rest anyway, so you're pretty good. But
Yeah.
you will take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you get a headbutt to the face, which sits you on your ass in the middle of the floor. And he stands over you and says, "You owe me a ale now."
I'll just pull fucking 2 gold, 3 gold out. Go, yeah, just fucking get whatever you need.
And he snatches out of your hand and just pushes you down with his foot and returns to his table, sits down. You can hear him sort of grumbling and mumbling to a couple other people sitting at the table. And doesn't seem to escalate much further than that at this point. Who? You see what happens. How does who react to this as this sort of all transpires in front of you?
Just shaking my head. It's like a young fella just letting his hair down, you know, like he's having a bit of fun. Like he's quite happy. So I, get there and try and help him up off the floor.
No worries.
Just like trying to, like he's a big fella.
He's a big dude. I mean, you're not weak, but he's a little tipsy, so he's a little hard to get up. But once he's up on his feet, he's a little wobbly. You help him back to his seat. You probably, I mean,
Well,
up to you whether you
what
tell
I
him
was-
he should continue dancing or not. I mean,
So,
he
like, what
seems
I was-
like he wants
what
to
I was-
continue to dance.
Yeah, what I was kind of hoping for is trying to steer him towards the stairs to get him up to his room, because I think he's had enough to drink now.
Young
But on
blood,
the way past,
do you allow
on the
him to
way-
do so?
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's time
Yeah.
to go to bed. My head hurts even more now.
On the way past where the ogre's sitting, I gather he's just sitting in a single chair, not
It's a
on a
half
bench
hook,
or
yeah.
anything. Is
Yeah,
it?
it's just a single
Oh,
chair.
okay. So what I'd like to do is just reach out with my foot and hook the bottom of the chair and try and pull it out from underneath him as I'm walking past.
I will get you to. It's going to be a strength check, so you're going to need
Yep.
to roll a strength check for me.
Where are we? There we go. Ability check.
Yep.
Yep. Not more.
It's not good. It's not good at all. So you reach out with your foot and you go to pull and it's like, "Huh, huh," and you look down and he's hand on chin looking at you, like over his shoulder, hand on chin, sort of looking at you behind him, going, not saying anything. He's just looking at you, and the look on his face is like, "What the fuck do you think you're doing?"
And I yell out, I go, "Oh, kick my toe, my fucking toe! Damn, fuck! You know what that's like, don't you? Oh, God, come on, young blood, come on!"
Roll a deception check for me. Lucky it's not a disadvantage. We'll give you a straight roll. I feel like it's definitely a deception. So it'll be in your skills list in alphabetical order.
Okay, so I just clicked. Oh, hang on, I got the wrong thing up close.
Not great, but better than your strength check. He looks at you and you can tell he doesn't believe you, but he doesn't do anything. He sort of shakes his head and goes back to his table. So
Set up with young blood, and we're kind of like up the stairs.
So you wangle, you sort of maneuver Youngblood to the stairs and you move him up. He's a little unsteady on his feet. You get him to his room, you lay him down in his bed, and then do you retire to your own room at this point?
Yes.
I would imagine that Arcos, you would hear the out of tune singing of Youngblood as he has been escorted up the stairs. He's probably pulling out the whole "I love you" thing as the drunken dude that he is, telling Who how much he loves him for bringing him to his room with no volume control at all. So,
I'm patting his hands away. It's like he's trying to grab me to hug me.
he's trying to give you a hug. Yeah, he's definitely trying to give you a hug. It's like, yeah.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
So, Arcos, you would definitely hear all this because I'm assuming you would not be asleep at this point.
No.
It's still relatively early. So you would definitely hear this carry on as you hear Who help Youngblood to his room. You hear the door close. You also hear Who pass your door again and go to his own room. And then doors close. Eventually, maybe after about 30 or 40 minutes, maybe an hour or so, you hear the loudest snoring you've ever heard in your life coming from Youngblood's room. It sounds like he's trying to saw down a tree or something with a very noisy contraption. It is super loud. It only lasts for about an hour or so before it sort of dies off. Maybe he's turned over. Every now and again it starts up again and then dies off and stuff like that. But it was pretty loud and pretty obnoxious for a while. But with that, unless any of you have anything in particular you wish to do before sleep, although I think Youngblood would be out to it pretty quickly.
Before I go to sleep, I'll be in my room, and I've gone that stage where I'm at like that sad, tipsy stage. So I'll be crying in bed going, I'm sorry, Bugs. I didn't mean I can get away. I was trying my best. I'm sorry, Bugs. And I'll slowly just go to sleep doing that.
No worries. Mina has gifted the gift of advantage to Eriko. There we go. You have an advantage to use. Another follow, thank you very much. So with that, unless anyone else has anything they wish to do before sleep takes them, we will move to the next day. So you all gain the benefits of a long rest. So you can all go to your sheets and do long rest. Let me know if you can't find it. I will help you do it. But it's top left of your character sheet. You hit the bed and you should be able to hit the hourglass that does the long rest, which should reset all of your hit points and your spell slots. Youngblood is done. Who is done? Is waiting on Arcos.
My spell slots are still showing as red as they've been used.
Red is what they should be.
Red is what they should be. Not
Yeah,
used.
red is not being used. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, if they're showing red, it means they have not been used. If they're showing blank, that means they have been used. So now you're good. You've all your slots are all back to normal. Arcos is all good.
Yeah, because I did that self roll before and I've got it still listed so you can't see it, but I have done it.
Okay, cool.
I've changed it back.
That's right, because you had your thing there. Yep, no worries. So the next morning, you all wake. Youngblood wakes, a little hungover, a little bit of a headache, a little bit of dry. You got the dog mouth, that dry, furry, disgusting morning after feeling in the mouth. Not too bad, not too worse for the wear, but a little hungover. But you all come to wake, and I would say you all meet back down in the inn for breakfast, ready to plan your next course of action, what you decide you're going to do. I'll turn it back over to you
Go
next
down,
morning.
all hangover. Go straight to the chef. Give me the fattiest food you got. I feel fucked.
Right you are. Have a seat. I'll bring you out some bacon and eggs and as much grease as I can find from the bottom of the pan.
Appreciate it. And I need a water.
Okay,
No, hair of the dog. Get a hair of the dog, mate.
A what?
Have a small ale. The hair of the dog. You always
true.
have a hair of the dog that beat you the next morning and makes you feel better.
Yeah, give me a small ale then. Hopefully that's
Small ale.
Smallest you got, maybe a shot or something. I don't bloody know.
A 7.
Wow.
I haven't drank that much in my life because usually it costs too much. Because it was free, I went nuts. Ugh. No one ever offered me free alcohol again.
It was free.
Yeah, what's his face gave us the night free. I'm pretty sure. Was that correct? I swear it was.
Yes,
not?
it
Yeah,
was all paid for. It
someone
was all
went and put
paid for.
himself. Yeah, someone went and put himself to bed early.
You look like a man with who's made some poor life choices and possibly some deep emotional scars. I'm judging from last night. Did you cry yourself to sleep often?
Cry myself to sleep. I didn't do no such thing.
As Toblin comes to the table to hand you guys your breakfast and puts this plate of grease and eggs and bacon down in front of Youngblood, I wondered what that noise was coming from upstairs. I mean, at first I thought someone was trying to come through the roof, but I heard the sobbing of a. Well, I hope you're okay now.
Yeah, I honestly don't really remember doing it, but sure. If it happened, right?
Oh, well, I mean, enjoy your breakfast anyway.
Yeah.
Hopefully you keep it down, because I really don't want to be cleaning that up afterwards.
Nah, I should
Dib's
keep
not
down,
it.
hopefully.
And he sort of leaves you to it.
Not even giving a fuck. It'll just scruff it.
No worries. So, you eat breakfast, and you down your greasy, disgusting mess, and you feel a little queasy about halfway through it. You keep it down. You chug back on some water, and it seems to help. The headache is not bad. It's not a huge hangover. You didn't drink that much. But the morning is yours to decide what your next course of action is.
Look, Bugs, I do just want to say sorry. What happened back there with the wizard guy? Probably think I'm just full of jokes and a dickhead, but I did have a plan. I was waiting for the fucker to come out. He's gonna whip the fucking glass staff out of his hand, try to fuck him up, you know? I did have a plan.
Mate, look,
I swear.
you don't have to apologize. You ever so mad at yourself you lash out at everyone in sight?
Yep,
Yeah, well,
been there.
I mean, what do you care if he got away? Like, you're just here to get paid for, like, escorting some carts and helping the old man, right? Like, it's my fault he got away. Yeah, well.
I think all of us have made some kind of bond so far, right?
Hey.
Might not be full friends yet, but there's some kind of bond here. We've gone through battle, doesn't that make bonds?
Yeah. That big Minotaur dude, he's looking for friends. I think he said last night he'd come up to my room. I think you and him would be fast friends.
Yeah, maybe. It did help me out. Sliced that motherfucker in half and gave me a nice smirk.
Yeah.
So what did the Minotaur have to say to you? You have a chat to him or something, did you?
Well, he gave me this, and he sort of puts the note down. He's like, all roads lead to Cragmaw, apparently.
I guess that's the...
Did you open it for them to read it, or just put the parchment down folded?
Put the parchment down folded.
Okay.
Youngblood will pick it up. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, you would have no idea.
It's a... Oh, shit. Yeah. It's in the code. Old sailors.
Ah. Wonder who's watching him then if he needs to put it in code. That note that Drew found something about spies. Maybe he knows who the spy is.
I mean, I think he's just used to... I mean, I don't know when the last time he was at sea, but he's still got the signs of a man or a minotaur who's seen a life of rigging and salt water and probably gutting people, to be honest.
Fair. but that little midget guy he looks after did work with Redbrand. They were saying, so maybe he is the spy. Maybe he's looking out for him. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't see it. I think that Harbin bloke, he's just a gutless coward. He'd probably work with anyone if he
Exactly.
was afraid of him.
I don't think he wants to be the spy, but he said he's gutless. Maybe he's working for his life.
Eh.
I don't know. I wouldn't worry about spy though. Maybe just go straight to Cragmaw. That's where the old roads lead, apparently. You need to save old mate, and that's what the letter tells us to go to.
You're right there, Feathers.
Yeah, you're
Yep.
right, mate. I remember you had to
Yep.
carry me. It didn't hurt you, did I?
You're right. You're right.
I know I'm a big, heavy boy. I believe
Took
you
it-
didn't
took
pull a
it.
shoulder or something.
Took a good headbutt last night.
Yeah, I remember that too. Shocked I'm not fucking more hangover of that thing, a headache.
You're
God,
still
what sort of
sporting, you're
trouble
still
did you two
sporting the
get into?
shiner from it, I would say. Still got a
Yeah.
bit of a bruising around the left eye there.
Oh, had too much to drink because I was upset you, and I had a bit too much to drink. Then I started dancing. Lost me, fell into some guy, and he headbutted me for it. It
You
was
fell
fun.
And he headbutted you.
Yeah, because I
For
fell
an ac-
into him and he knocked
for
his
an
drink
accident.
out all over him. Hey,
That bloke's not here now, is he?
look around and see if I can see him.
Doesn't appear to be.
Nah,
Next
he's
time
not
you
here
see
now.
him, you point him out to me, eh?
Nah, wouldn't worry about it there, Bugs.
Nah.
wasn't drunk.
It's alright. Some people just need a little reminder, that's all.
He was a big bloke though, as size as me. What are you gonna do? You might get yourself hurt.
I've had a bit of experience taking on individuals much larger than myself. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I
See if
won't
can
hurt
spot
him. I won't hurt him. Some people just need like a little reminder that some social etiquettes are,
I did fall
Kinda-
into him though. And his
Yeah,
drink
it's
was
an
all over
accident.
his
You
face.
said it was an accident, mate. Shit happens.
Yeah, tripped over me 2 feet, trying to dance, Apparently I can't dance. I used to back in the day, I swear. Back in the alleys, used to dance for money.
Yeah, but not with a skin full of meat, mate.
You gotta do what you gotta do when you're homeless.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so where are we
Anyway.
off to now? Where are we off to? We're going to see Suda. We're going to
Yeah, go
Take
see
that-
Silda. Yeah.
that information that you got there and head off to the.
I've got to ask you two fellas, why are you still doing this? Surely there's got to be better money in something else. You look like a
Adventure?
smart feathers. Surely there's some fucking desk work you could be doing to earn a coin or two.
Nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
It's a thing. It's a family thing because of pressure at home. It's like having to live up to a name that your father has put the pressure on because of, if you know what I mean. So I'm going out and doing it under my own terms, rather than getting stuck down and bogged in what he's doing and try and live up to that bullshit.
I get that a little. I've never had to live up to anyone, but I understand doing things on your terms, mate. I can respect it. And we got old Twinkle Toes here. He living the dream, dancing in the inns of backwaters.
Hey, I'm homeless. I used to be homeless for this. I got offered free drink all night. What'd you expect me to do?
I guess I'm homeless now too.
Yeah. We're gonna get paid. I think we get paid a lot after this, so I think we have to find something.
Buy a house and a stripper pole.
Well, maybe. I think I could do it.
Look, mate, I wouldn't put anything past you, alright?
Like,
Those fucking jokes. That last
Yeah,
one.
look. As you see now, I can be a very angry person.
Yeah.
So these jokes bring their humor out, so I'm not so crazy. And sometimes it fucks people up. It fucks their brains, so they get angry and do something stupid.
Yeah, that would have been good in that situation.
Yeah, I just didn't think it was right to jump in on a wizard.
Do you think he'd turn invisible, or did he teleport? I mean, you do magic. Feathers, what do you reckon?
I'd probably be just guessing that maybe. Well, I didn't find him in the room as far as like swinging our weapons and stuff around, and we didn't find him. So I could guess that he probably teleported, maybe.
Yeah, and he was sort of backed into a corner. He would have had to climb over the desk, right? Because Silda, like the old man, was right there, and I was on the bed.
Yeah, if he was invisible, can't you still bump into people if you're visible? You'll feel people.
Yeah, unless he's a he's not a ghost. It's all right.
No, I don't think he's a ghost. I'm saying I think you teleported. Maybe you teleported Cragmaw.
Sneaky fucker.
Who knows? But I think we finish up here, go see our old man, tell him what the plan is, and he said he can maybe help us with some discounts and get some stuff.
Should we look for old Blue? I mean, we probably should ask. Do we owe him anything?
Have to ask? Do we? It was a bit of you didn't want to be with us in the first place. He was just here for money. Probably
Yeah, but
left because someone else offered him money.
He might have got a better deal.
Yeah, but like we had a truce and everything. I feel like maybe not bad, but like conflicted.
Yeah, it was only a truce while you're in there.
Yeah, I
You
suppose.
said that.
Are you talking
nicked
about
off.
that blue fella that was hanging out with you guys? Like, he was here with you like
Yeah,
the other night, yeah?
Yeah, little blue angry guy.
As Tobin sort of cleaning cups and turns over to you and goes, oh, you saw him heading north yesterday afternoon, like out of Phandelver. Looked like he was, to me, looked like he was heading back towards Neverwinter.
Yeah. Did he say anything to you? Did you talk to him?
I mean, usual, like, fuck yous, but not much else.
They,
Yeah, well, that was definitely him. That was definitely him. Fuck you.
I mean, he does stand out. I mean, he's blue
Yeah.
Yeah,
and kind of angry.
he's blue, did he die?
I mean, I kind of figured he just ran out on you guys. I mean, but he did look a little like, it was kind of weird. Like he was definitely headed somewhere for a purpose. Like it was kind of odd. I mean, I didn't really know him that well, but
Yeah.
Who knows that guy?
I can't believe he would have just up and left unless it was important without telling us to go fuck ourselves. So he must have had something he had
well,
to
he definitely
do.
told me to go fuck myself when I said he had to pay his bill. But
Yeah, sounds about right.
hey, what can you do, right?
Oh well, let's
Still took care of it eventually, but you know, it was kind of rude.
Yeah, that guy's got some problems. I think you liked my jokes at the end, though.
He really fucking didn't. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but no.
Come on, these jokes are fire out. I've seen him smirk a few times.
I think he might add something in his teeth. Yeah.
Well, maybe. Maybe. Anyway, I want to get going. Everyone ate and drinking.
Don't worry about the bill. Silda's taking care of your breakfast as well. But that's it. After tonight, after today, you're going to have to pay your own way.
God damn it.
But I mean, Silda kind of is
Can I get
like
a tab for free
me,
drinks
yeah.
before
So
the-
you're quite lucky, really.
What if I get a tab and buy a couple of drinks for later? Oh, it's free.
You know what? I think you had enough last night.
Damn. Okay,
it'll
fair,
be alright,
fair.
mate.
You were.
Fair.
I mean, you can come back and drink later. I mean, come back tonight and drink some more. But yeah, just be careful where you're sort of dancing. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you don't
Might
want to
give
trip
up
on
the
people
dancing,
and
maybe do
like
that
have
by
them
myself.
like spill their dinner on them. And I mean, honestly, you're probably quite lucky. He's usually a little more aggressive than that.
Yeah, well.
I mean, he's a nice guy,
shit
really, but
happens.
I mean, he does like his ale like you do, and you kind of spilt it all over him. So
Yeah, it's fair. Okay, thanks, mate. And I'll get up and start getting ready to go. Let's go, boys. Don't know how far this Cragmaw is. Might as well get there early, I say.
I kind of want to go to the Lion Shield because, like, I've got these daggers, right? And I've got this one sword, and I think I'd be better off with 2 swords. You know, I feel like
Well,
I'm a
maybe
2-sword guy.
Fair. Maybe
Yeah,
see
no
old man
worries.
first. Might give you a discount. He said he'd give discounts and stuff. Help us out.
Oh, discount, old man
Yeah,
discount.
old man said you help us out with that kind of stuff.
Got
So
one of
talk to him
those
first.
Senior coupon books.
He
Groovy.
might.
oh,
Did he
man.
say where he was going to be?
You're looking for Silda?
Yeah.
I can give you directions. Like it's the town master's house, basically. Like, you know where Harbin used to live.
Oh.
Right, it's down. If you head down that way, and he gives you rough directions on how to get there.
Yeah. Well, cheers. We'll probably be back at some point if we don't die horribly.
Yeah. We shouldn't die though.
So, with that being said, that we will go to our back to our other map here. Phandelver map. On our map here, where I'm hopefully where I'm pinging, if it'll let me ping. It won't let me ping. There. And this little brown hoose down here. We'll move your token down here. So across from the inn, which is here, if you go down south towards the Lion Shield Costa, pretty much right across from the Lion Shield Costa is the Town Master's Hall. And you head over there and the door is closed. Looks like the place is fairly well shut up. You knock on the door.
You want to give it a knock, Big Green? Seem like you got a good knocking arm.
So how do you want me to do it then? Don't want to scare anyone. Maybe medium, right?
Yeah. Go easy. He's old.
You might give the poor man a heart attack. I'll give a medium knock, kind of loud, but not too loud.
No worries. Like almost
Just make
like
sure.
a policeman's knock.
Yeah, a bit of a copper's knock, yeah.
Yeah. So you give a good solid knock on the door, and you hear. I mean, you hear it sort of. You hear a bit of movement, moving around a chair, sort of squeak against the wooden floor, and the door opens, and you sort of see him. He's just putting on the last of his armor and his cloak. I'm not that old that can't hear what you're talking about outside my front door.
Yeah, well, it's mid fucking morning. You're only just getting dressed.
It was a rough night. Come on.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I know that, right? I had a rough
Anyway,
night too.
really? Well, so plans. Cragmaw Castle, I believe, was the order of the day.
Yeah,
Anything
seems
you
so.
need?
I mean, I was thinking I could use like a second sword, you know. So, and Big Green and Feathers here said like you might have some sort of discount thing going.
Well, I could definitely help with that for sure. Follow me. We'll head over to Lion Shield Costa and have a chat.
Right.
So he walks over, and I believe
I can fly.
I can believe I can fly. I'm trying to remember who is the owner of Lion Shield Costa. Lenine Greywind, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
That
That's
person.
right. The sour-faced woman that you met the previous day. So as you enter the Lion Shield Costa, Lenina's going about her daily routine, sitting things that are out on shelves and on the counter. And as you enter, Silda says, well, "Good morning, Lenine. I have some customers for you, but if you please, they are working for me, and I would like you to take care of them, if you could." She shoots him a really kind of a telling glance, like, "Really? Again?" kind of thing, like he's done it before. Kind of thing. It's like, "You're gonna eat into my profits, old man," kind of thing. But she nods and sort of gives you a quiz and says, "Well, all right then. What can I help you with?"
Well, I've got this sword, right? And it's good, but I feel like this hand could use a sword too, right?
Well, a sword is made for a hand, of course. What type of sword would you be after, perhaps?
Well, it needs to be light enough that I can use it in this hand, which is like my weaker hand, but still.
Short sword, rapier. You can be more specific.
I think maybe to match this sword, you don't want to like.
All right then.
want
And
them to
she reaches down under the counter and pulls up like 3 or 4 short swords and just lays them out. They all look exactly the same. Like there's virtually no difference with them whatsoever.
Cool. And he sort of like he stands there and sort of inspects them for a bit, knowing full well they're exactly. And he's like, "I think I'll take this one." And he sort of picks it up and, sort of swings it around a bit. Not too widely. Not that his arm reaches very far anyway.
He's
He's
only
like,
got
"Yeah, I think I could do this." So how much would the old man discount?
Well, normally 3 gold today. I think that's a fair price. What do you think? So that sort of raises an eyebrow and it's not too bad. It's pretty good. Okay. So if you remove 3 gold from your inventory, I will add a short sword to your
Alright,
sheet.
done.
You now have you should now, if you have your sheet, you should have an extra short sword in there.
Yeah.
Youngblood will pull his shield out and go, "How much do you want? How much would you trade this? How much would you take for this?"
Bring it here then. Let's have a look.
We'll walk forward, put it on the counter.
You have a shield.
Yeah, my shield that I've got. I want to get rid of it because, I don't really use it.
You're going to lose 2 AC without your shield.
Nah, that's fine.
So with that, she sort of goes, "Well, it's a pretty good shield. What would you be looking for it? A gold or trade, perhaps? I can definitely trade. What would you prefer?"
What could I get in a trade?
Well, it depends on what you're after, young man. I mean, what's it, a weapon or...
Probably need some potions, won't we, guys? We can probably save some money if we get some potions with this shield.
I could probably help you with a potion or 2, perhaps.
Some health potions, yeah.
If you've got a joke book, he could use all the fucking help he could get.
She looks at you and sort of smiles. She takes the shield from you, and she says, "Well, for a trade, I can give you 2 of these." And she hands you 2 light healing potions, which I've added to your inventory, JJ.
Not too bad, not too bad.
It's a pretty good deal. I mean, they're usually expensive, but your shield doesn't look like it's seen much action, so I could probably get a good price for it later on.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. 2's better than nothing.
I mean, it's still a very
There
good
you
deal.
go.
I mean, they're normally
Oh, yeah.
15 gold apiece, so probably should have
No.
only given you 1 to be fair, but
No
I
takebacks.
highly appreciate it.
I'll let you. Just remember that when you're out and about. Send people my way to Lion Shield Costa, Phandelver,
I will
advertising. You see,
So,
adventurers.
Is there 2 more of those healing potions there that I can buy as well?
I think I have a couple left. Yes.
Yeah, I'll get 2.
You get 2 of those. That would be, as I said, that normally 30 gold for the two. I can do them both for 25.
Yep.
If that is suitable.
Yep. Done.
So remove 25 gold, and I will give you another 2 potions of healing, which I have done.
Well, I've got to remember how I did it.
Hold up, Feathers.
There.
I've
Yep.
got it. And Arcos will pay her.
Okay. So you do not need to remove 25 gold. Ooh, as Arcos reaches over and hands
Thank you.
over the gold.
Thanks, Arcos.
Can't owe you for chewing you out. Like a maths.
We do actually, young hairy one. I do have something you might be interested in, perhaps. Although I'm pretty sure you can't afford it right now, but for future reference, maybe when you have a bit more gold. And she reaches down and pulls out a wrapped something and pushes on the counter, and as she slowly unwraps it, you do see a very fine short sword indeed. It has a leather-bound hilt and handle. It's got a brass pommel, nicely shaped handguard. Very finely made, a very fine blade. She says, "I'm pretty sure you don't have the gold to pay for this right now, but in the future it is here if you wish to improve on your weaponry. Make sure you come and see me."
So what's the damage for that?
Oh, this one here will be that'd be 300 gold at least. Fine blade.
Gonna have to pick a lot of pockets for that.
So to add to our gold reserves, I'm going to put the pearl and the 2 peridot down.
Yep.
I can sell it to her.
She
at the
may
store, or I can
decide to buy it. Yes, you may not
Okay.
get what they're worth, but you can certainly try and sell it to her.
Right.
So you
See
wish
what we can
to
trade.
sell these items then?
Yeah. What would you give me for those?
Well, those. She sort of picks up the peridot and she says, "Well, I can give you, I don't know, 8 gold apiece for the gemstones. Not really worth a whole lot to me, but got to resell them and everything, of course. So, if you're willing to take 8 gold apiece, I'll take them off your hands."
You make it 10, and you got to do.
9.
Okay, 9.
9 gold apiece, so you can add 18 gold to your coffers. And the pearl, she said, "Well, that's a fine gem." She picks it up. She pulls out a little, almost like a jeweler's spyglass, but it's not as fancy as what they would be now. So it's almost like a little monocle, and she holds it up and she's looking at it. Because that's not bad at all. I tell you what, 75 gold for that there. We have a deal?
Yep. Okay.
So mark 75 gold down, and she takes that pearl off your hand. Is there anything else that we can help you with today, gentlemen? I am very busy. I must continue with my inventory.
I think we're good for now. I mean, I'll be back for that sword if
I'll
we
put
get the scratch.
I'll put it aside, and not many people around here have the gold for this kind of thing, so I'm sure it'll still be
So-
here.
The 93 gold I'll give to Arcos and say, "You put that towards the sword from the gemstones."
Nice.
Thank you. Oh, and if you see a wizard in a pointy red hat with a shit-eating grin, let the old man know, would you?
Certain that I will. I mean, don't see many wizards around here, but I'm sure I will. I do wish to expend my thanks to you fine gentlemen, as I hear that you aided Sildar in ridding us of the scourge that is the Redbrands, and certainly make doing business around here a lot easier, of course. So, my thanks to you.
Well, that might pass on in kind. Next time we may get a further discount on something.
I think not. I mean, discount's a discount. I must still
Yeah,
make
we could
money,
have-
good sir.
We could always bring the Redbrand back too, but yeah, that's another story in itself.
You could always not get a discount at all next time you return, also.
Bring the Redbrand back? Are you talking about necromancy?
Where do you find these
Don't
people,
mess with the
Sildar?
dead.
Some of these men are so rude. And Sildar sort of smiles and sort of turns and starts ushering you guys out of the shop.
I'm having a chuckle. I'm having a little bit of a chuckle, under my breath on the way out the door as well.
See ya, love.
She sort of goes, and Garrett turns and carries on. And he sort of ushers you guys out and he says, maybe next time not be so rude. I mean, really.
Come on! You gotta give it a try and have a bit of a joke.
I already got you a discount. You can't really get the discount on a discount. It just doesn't happen that way. I mean, come on. Who? I mean, really?
You had to try too.
And I mean, speaking of rude, have you been telling people you helped us? You were there, maybe. Let us remember.
I hit somebody, okay? That's helping. And I paid for your rooms. Come on. I mean, seriously. I mean, I'm the town master. I have to be seen to be visibly. I mean, shut up. I helped.
Even in your old age, you're a bit of a scamp, eh?
Why not? I mean, shut
Old
up.
tales.
Not so loud. Right.
All right.
Right. So you are ready to head to Cragmaw then?
Yeah,
looks like it.
I'm right. Yep.
So remember, obviously, Gundren is possibly there. You must find information in regards to where Gundren is, and if he's there, obviously free him, bring him home, and such. If he's not, find out where they may have taken him from there. And obviously, Arcos, you have obviously a knowledge of this Black Spider group, individual type people, and they are obviously tied up in this thing. They're looking for Gundren's map, the mine. They must not get that map. I mean, if they've got Gundren, it's probably safe to say they probably have the map. But you know what I mean. Get it back, and while you're away, I'm going to see if I can find Gundren's brothers and see if I can get some further assistance from them. I mean, they're around here somewhere. It's got the wolves. They wander around a lot. I mean.
Check underground. They like it underground.
Not all dwarves live underground, good sir, but probably quite right with that lot. Miners and such.
Right. Well, we're going to go on foot. Did we?
Well, it's looking at probably at least a day and a half, maybe 2 days travel from here to Cragmaw, so it's up to you really. I mean, you can travel by foot, or I could probably organise transport, horses. I mean, you're a little short for a horse. I mean, not to be rude, but a regular sized horse, you might not be able to reach the stirrups.
Do you have a big enough horse for me?
That is the other problem. I mean, I think we've got a Clydesdale around here somewhere. Would be suitable. But I mean, up to you. I mean, whatever's. I mean, I don't know what the time frame is here. I mean, obviously the quicker the better.
Well, you
Go
could,
see
you know,
Barth. Go see
there's
Barthen.
there's
I mean, he may be able to help with transport.
maybe a cart as such, maybe because
Well, I mean,
Arcos looked pretty comfy in that cart that we brought up here originally.
I mean, without all the stuff on it, you'd all be able to ride it, of course. Go have a talk to Barthen at Barthen's Provisions. I'm sure that he'd be able to sort that for you.
Yeah. It's on the way out of town anyway, so.
Indeed. I have matters to attend here in Phandelver and try and keep that hub in Wester in check. I mean, now that the Redbrands are gone, he's going to try and weasel his way back into office, of course.
Yeah.
You can tell everybody about the story and the quest you were on the mansion as well.
Well, of course. I mean, Got to let everyone know how heroic you all are.
Yeah. Well, keep yourself out of trouble and make sure to keep to your bedtime.
He gives you that look like, you mother. And you head to Barthen's Provisions, which is further up the road here. And at Barthen's Provisions, you find the old man Barthen there. When I find him in my list here, Mr. Elmer Barthen. Elmer, he's busy. Looks like he might have spilt something. He's cleaning up a bit of a mess, and as you walk through the door, oh, good morning, everybody. Good to see you again. Thank you so much for your assistance with the deliveries. What can I do you for this morning, chaps?
We were wondering if we could, like, maybe borrow the cart again?
Sure. Why not? We can hire it out to you at a cost. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, it won't be very much. I mean, you did aid in retrieving some extra of the stolen goods from the goblins. So, how does a gold a day strike you?
Right. How many days did we say it was? 2. Maybe a bit quicker in the cart.
Yeah, it'd be about a day and a half travel by cart there and back. So 3 days max.
All right, and I'll give him 3 gold. And I think that'll cover it. And if we're late, you know,
we can pick up the rest of the cost when you come back, depending on how long you're gone. But 3 gold deposit is quite sufficient. Thank you very much. Would you prefer horse or oxen to draw your cart? We've got both.
What are we feeling, that fellas?
Horse be faster, right? I don't bloody know.
I mean, horse is quicker, but they eat more and can spook easy. The old oxen out there, old Bessie, she's a sturdy and a little slower, but she's got good constitution and does not fret easily.
Yeah. I'll say maybe we go with the ox, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that Minotaur fella, he's like a relative or something, and he's pretty sturdy. So you know, it's
true.
like...
Very, very, very true.
Yeah.
Welcome, raiders. Double raid tonight. Another raid. Here's home with a raid. What's up?
Should we go see that Minotaur before we leave? See if he wants help or whatnot. Or should we leave him?
I mean, it'd be good if he come with us, but I don't know.
I think he's got other stuff on his plate.
I mean, unless we can pay him as much as the old coward.
Oh, you're talking about Grendel. He is a big lad, isn't he? Quite frequent here, quite often. Yes, I'm not sure that he would travel with you if you would have to match Harbin's fee, at least. And knowing Harbin as I do, the fee would be quite substantial because Harbin doesn't like to do anything himself, and I'm quite sure Grendel does everything. And he'd be paid quite well, I'm sure.
Not worth it then. We can do it. It's all fine.
Yeah. Well, I guess we better go.
Yeah. Someone's
cheers
in
for
danger.
For the hire, and hopefully we'll come back in one piece.
Well, right you are. If you head out to around the back of the shop here and go to the barn and help yourself. Bessie's out there, the cart's there. I'm quite sure you remember how to hook it all up, and good travels. Hope you return safely.
Hey. We'll head out.
So with that, you leave Elmer's store, and he bids you farewell, taking your 3 gold. hireage for the oxen cart, and you hitch Bessie up, and you start to head northward out of Phandelver, heading back towards the Trebor Trail. You have a map. You have the Cragmaw Castle marked on your map, as Sildar did do that for you. We will head back to our travel map now. So as you leave Phandelver, heading northward towards the Trebor Trail, it's going to take you a few hours to get back to the Trebor Trail, but as I said, it's not bad. It's not bad traveling. The day is relatively fine. A few clouds in the sky. Cheers, Drax. Nothing too ominous on this day. It is warmish. It's not cold. By the time you get on the road, you're probably hitting mid to late morning, and you start traveling along the way. How are we traveling? Are you all in the cart?
Yeah, I'm kicked back in the cart. Yeah.
Well, Youngblood knocked on Sildar's door. Shades of Radalac there, but not quite. But you all clamber into the cart. And who's driving the cart? Because you'll still need to sort of give Bessie a bit of direction, perhaps. Who, you'll do that? Yeah. So what we're going to do, Mr. Who, is we're going to get you to give us an animal handling check.
Oh, that's good.
So we'll get you to roll an animal handling check for me, please. Not bad. Pretty good. 19. Who, you've obviously dealt with livestock and beasts of burden before. As you grab the makeshift reins, and not like you're really fully steering Bessie. She's an ox. She doesn't really have reins like a horse, but you have a little almost like a reed type whip. It's very thin and it's not designed to hurt, just to give her a light tap to give her the hurry up. So you give her a tap on the rear quarter there, and she starts moving forward at a reasonable pace, not horse type pace, but faster than walking, definitely. And you start moving along on this fine afternoon. You see a few people on the road, nothing really busy, not like the high road from Neverwinter. It is not as well travelled as that. But a couple of people, maybe it looks like maybe a woodsman or a hunter returning or leaving, heading towards the forest. You eventually make your way the turn off and end up back on the Trebor Trail. From there, you know you need to continue northward into the forest to find the old Cragmaw Castle. This castle is abandoned, or supposedly abandoned, and will be heavily overgrown. So it's going to take a little bit to find a trail to lead you towards the castle. So what I'll do is I'll get you all collectively to make a survival roll for me. And we'll take an average on how long it takes you to discover a discernible trail big enough for you and your cart to get into the thicker part of this forest. Ooh, that was very much almost a natural 1. Holy shit, that was close. So we got a 21, we've got a 10, and we've got a 17. So pretty good overall, pretty good average. With a 21, 17, yeah, so probably an average of about 18 or 19. Pretty good. You're all sort of looking out for each other. You're looking out for ways through the forest. And you all eventually find not a clearing, but a stand of trees which is more spread out than the rest. And you know, looking at it, you can definitely get this cart on through those trees. It's going to be a little rough and a little slow in places, as you're going to have to try and navigate your way through the tree stands, allowing the cart to pass. You spend the next 2 or 3 hours moving northward towards where you believe the castle to be, looking at the map that you have. As the day starts to draw in, the sun starts to sink low over the hills. The clouds start to darken. The day's blues and greys and whites from the clouds start to turn into purples and oranges of the evening. You're going to need to find somewhere to camp for the night. You know you're not going to get to where you need to go this night. It'll be sometime the next day. So you do need to find a camp. With that survival check, however, with the three of you, easily done. You find a small clearing. There's no river or anything to be seen, but there seems to be a couple of small creeks that have a trickle of fresh water to enable you to water the oxen and yourselves. You gather wood and things you need to set up a camp. I don't believe you guys have tents, but you do have bedrolls as a part of your adventuring gear. Doesn't look like you're going to need a tent anyway. The sky is relatively clear. It's a relatively warm evening. Get a fire started, and you set yourselves in for an evening jaunt in the forest, shall we say. So, I'll turn it back over to you as you start to set camp for the evening as the sun starts to set.
That's a good day's travel. A lot more pleasant, that road this time round. I don't know if it was the day or the lack of aggression.
Maybe a bit of both. Pretty nice out here. Nice and peaceful. Nice night.
Yeah. I mean, it's
All
not
evening.
really for me, this sort of... It's too much ground and not enough water, but it's not bad.
I find it peaceful out here.
It is relatively peaceful. You got birds in the trees still singing in the later afternoon. If you stop and listen, Arcos, you will still hear the waves of the ocean off in the distance. As you know, you're on the coast still, even though you're well inland. But on occasion, you get that breeze that sort of runs in the right direction. You can just hear the breaking of the waves on the coast.
I'll get back to her one day. I think I hear some of your relatives in the trees, Feathers.
Apologies, my daughter walked out. Was
You're good.
distracted.
You just set up camp.
Yeah, they're doing a pretty good job, aren't they? Probably not exactly my relatives, but close to it.
Birds of a feather, right?
Yeah.
You much of a singer?
No.
Imagine you as a bit of a crooner, mate.
No.
No?
No.
Bet you bugs know any
Just comes out as a squawk.
camp songs?
Camp songs. No, plenty of songs on the sea though. Ship travel gets really boring, so often you all get together and have a sing song, and it'd keep you together in rhythm, and that would mean the ship would be working in order because you're keeping time to the music. That's why people sing shouties.
Did you ever hear that one about Birdseye?
Oh, and his fish fingers.
Yeah. I'll sing you a song of the sea.
Yeah, bird's eye fish fingers.
Yeah. Poor fella.
I mean, having fish for fingers, that's rough.
It makes me wonder what he'd look like with, fish fingers.
I've heard of mermaids, but fish fingers,
Yeah.
it ain't right. It's a whole
What
other
are you guys talking
kettle of
about?
fish.
It's a sea shanty.
So you've been at
Nothing about the
sea? Who?
No, I just heard it around back at home.
Yeah.
So you want to get back out? That's the plan. Bugs, want to get back on the sea?
I mean, I don't know. It's all gone now. I don't know how I'm going to get back out there. You can't go out in the sea on your own. Unless you want to drown or die horribly, eaten by sharks.
Maybe for all this money we make, maybe you can buy a crew, get out there. You never know.
Yeah. I don't know about
How far
buying a
is he?
crew.
We'll find a crew. I don't know how this shit works. I'm from the city.
Yeah, you gotta feel people out. You gotta trust them. You can't. If you're paying people, you can't trust people you pay because if someone else
Yeah.
pays them more, then
Fair.
which probably isn't a good thing to say because like we're kind of getting paid, so maybe
Yeah.
we're not trustworthy.
I think we've done good so far. Only person I didn't trust is Blue Man, but he's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll join you on there. I'll be your first crew man.
Yeah.
Something different. Never been out in sea before. I've always been stuck in the streets.
Yeah. Get your sea legs.
I could see you with a peg leg and an eye patch, young blood.
Nah, don't know what I need a peg leg for. Haven't lost my leg yet. Maybe an
That
eye
could be
patch would be cool.
arranged.
Nah, I'm good. I like my 2 feet.
I reckon you'd look good as a pirate.
Can't drop nobody with one. Gotta drop them with my knees, Splat their bloody brains.
Yeah, that's right. That move, yeah.
Can't do that with one knee. Probably snap the wood.
You don't want wood snapping off in someone. That's
No, you wouldn't. Maybe I'd get a parrot though.
you could take old feathers here.
I don't think you could sit on my shoulder. Or maybe you could, who knows?
Give it a go.
So if you want some crackers.
You know where you can put your crackers.
So Polly doesn't want a cracker?
Hey, my name's not fucking Polly, right? It's who?
Yeah. Okay. So what's your plans of these who? I'm going to join good old Bugs in the Sea. What are you doing?
Travel around until I prove to my family that I can do stuff without living off their infamy or fame or whatever you'd want to say in the town that we're in.
So you got a famous family? You famous?
Well, they think so.
Fair.
It's just father's got a good reputation. He does what he does really, really well, and I'm being held up to that torchlight. So I want to do it on my own and not have to step in my father's footsteps.
Respect.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep doing all the quests.
So I'll just travel around, even just not so much doing quests, just visiting towns and getting to know people and stuff like that.
Sticking his beak where it might not be wanted.
Yeah. Or go on the shops and piss some more people off when he's trying to buy stuff.
Yeah, you've gotten really crabby these last couple of days, mate. Are you making up for the blue fella?
No, I think, I've been watching you guys enough. I can show a bit more of myself out. It's just me. Just me.
God, shocked you survived by yourself if you talk like that to people.
I know, I think Blue Boy was a bit worse than that.
Oh, I'll agree with that. Blue Man, I'm
Yeah,
glad
he survived on his own pretty good night. It depends. You use it when you got to use it.
Fair. You have got to hackle and be a bit of a smart ass when you got to. I respect it.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty quiet out here, but I wouldn't want to leave it up to chance. And there's only 3 of us now, but probably have to have some sort of watch.
Yeah. Totally agree with that. You never know. Might be some weird animals out here or something.
Those big saucer eyes see in the dark, right, who?
Yeah, I was going to say I could do the mid-range. The one in the middle, you guys can do either side if you want.
I can do first if you want.
Yeah, I'll do the last one, I guess. That's a long block in the middle, though, mate.
So it's all right. It's night time.
I suppose he's an owl, doesn't he? Like being out at night time.
I don't know that he's an
It
owl per
helps.
se. He's like
It helps.
he's an owl person.
Yeah, and it helps that it's nighttime. So I can't. It's something I can't do all the time, but sometimes you can pull that long one.
I don't know. He's got our features. Maybe he's got the one he likes night. Who knows?
Who probably does?
That's half right. What's half right? What time is it these days anyway? Getting close to bedtime, right?
Yeah, I think I heard some wolves. God, there's wolves all over the place. I don't know why you stay on land, man. Wolves. Like sharks
No,
don't
but-
just jump on your boat and take a bite out of you, usually, but wolves, I mean, you could be... They're having a plate of beans and all of a sudden, your ass chewed by a
son.
wolf.
Yeah, I don't really get much wolves where I'm from, I don't think. In the good old Neverwinter.
Oh. Better tie up this ox. I don't think the old girl's gonna scarp her too far, but, just in case. I'll go over and, make sure she's watered and...
No problem. And I think that's probably a good point to pause our story and end our session this evening, and we'll pick up there next week as you continue travelling northward towards Cragmaw Castle. So, thank you very much, players, JJ, Grim, and Era, for joining me for another session of Lost Mines of Phandelver. Before we do our usual go through, we're going to get some moments from each player, from moments that stand out for them, about them themselves, their characters, and then other characters, and that. I'm going to firstly acknowledge our two massive raids tonight. First one, Art Heart Studios, dropping in with a huge raid of 61 viewers. Whole bunch of follows. Obviously, Art Hard Studio, Steffi Poo, The Dungeon Witch, Dreaming of Nat 20s, Evolving Shadows, Phantom Jacket, dropping follows there. Trujillo, Die Clown, Megahertz, and Grumpy Battersby with the follows. And of course, Hero Zone dropping in with the 29 raid as well. So thank you so much for the raiders and the new followers as well. Really appreciate it. Very, very much stopping by and hanging out with us and sticking it out with our story. Just to reintroduce myself to the new ones in the chat, my name is Evldoa. I'm from New Zealand. We do predominantly D&D content on this channel. We do a little bit of gaming as well on a Thursday with a Pew Pew Thursday, but we also do a little bit of map making on a Monday where I use DungeonDraft to create custom maps for games like this. We didn't quite get to the next custom map tonight, but normally all of the maps, apart from our world maps, custom maps that I've created for this campaign, which are available for sale too, if you're interested. If you check out the details and the stuff below. So let's go back to our starting screen. Bring that volume down a bit on that. And we'll repause our game here. If it's going to play ball, there we go. And we will start with Mr. Youngblood, aka JJ Aussie Punk. Can we have a moment or two from one that stands out for your character specifically, and one that stands out from either each of the other characters, or just another character from tonight? There's something that maybe you're proud of that you did, that's something you wouldn't normally do, or just something you think that you did very well, perhaps.
Who getting a bit snappy and jokey with the sales assistant at the shop. Thought that was really funny.
Yes. You don't want to upset someone who's already giving you a discount.
And he threatened to bring the Redbrand back because you wouldn't give it to her. I thought it was really funny. Grim with how he acted when the wizard disappeared. He acted really angry, and he did that really fucking well. You could feel it, and I think you did a really good job with showing how upset he was, and you going off at us and storming off. Thought that was really, really done well. Myself, probably the drunkenness. Like I didn't really do much. Like I was just funny tonight, really.
Well, that's the thing, though. I mean, I thought you did pretty well. Like, again, for someone who's relatively new to D&D as a whole and relatively new to the role-playing aspect, and that sort of aspect of role-playing, I think you're doing exceptionally well. And
yeah, I'll say me handling how drunk I was. I think I had fun with that.
cool. That's the main thing. As long as you're having fun in what you're doing, then
sure.
the whole thing's fun. If you're not having fun, then you shouldn't be doing it. Ultimately,
I had a lot of fun.
That's good.
That's me.
Next up, Mr. Grim Realities, aka Archos Puck, and that's Puck with a P, not yeah.
Depends on who's talking.
Not fuck with the PH.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I really enjoyed, and it's part of what I was thinking when I'm like, well, Arcos is angry, and he's probably not going to want to talk to him, and I'm like, that's going to give Who and Youngblood an opportunity to like chat amongst themselves, and I thought that was a really good moment between the two of them, sort of, you know, Who's quite annoyed, and Youngblood's like, you know, second guessing what he'd done, and he feels bad, and then he sort of, you know, drinks his troubles away. And I thought that was really good. It was good to see. And for myself, I think probably the same with JJ, because I sat there on it for a bit, and I'm like, nah, he's like super pissed that happened, and he's really angry at himself. But sometimes when you're angry at yourself, you do like lash out at other people, and I thought that's probably what he would do, and I went with it, and sort of Era sort of helped that back and forth to keep it consistent. So it was good to sort of have that back and forth to sort of flesh that out a bit.
Definitely.
And I think that made it come alive a bit more than it might have otherwise.
Definitely, indeed, I agree. Thank you, Mr. Grimm. And lastly, but never leastly, Mr. Eric Code, aka Who, What, How, Where, not Doctor.
Yeah. For Grimm, it was that, and it was kind of with me together, is like that tavern thing. This is where he flipped out and then stormed off, and it's just like, no, I'm going after him. And it's just like, yeah, and it felt right, you know, that what we said to each other and stuff like that, it felt right. And yeah, it was good. JJ getting pissed. Falling over, and yeah. And I think for and birds eye fish fingers. The way that
yes, you did. You two did very well with that, I must say.
Totally got woven into something else down another track, you know.
What's up, Dale?
And for myself, it was being able to flesh out Who a little bit more with, you know, a little bit more comedy and a little bit more in your face with the shopkeeper, and a little bit of background with his father and stuff while he's out and doing what he's doing.
Yeah. It's always good to bring some of that stuff to light on occasion too. So, no, well done to everybody. As I said, you're all enjoying it, which is great. You can see that you're enjoying it, which makes me feel good, because obviously I'm doing something right. If you're enjoying the story I'm giving, that I'm sort of putting out there, then obviously I'm doing something right on my end as well. But for everyone, yeah, JJ, the way that you handled the obviously the Constitution fail, and then the fail on the performance check, and just your reaction when it came to like the half orc having a go at you. You could have retaliated. I think you did everything the right way. I mean, it didn't really matter which way you did it, would have been right anyway, but you know what I mean? The whole thing felt right, and was funny and cool, and it's made a really interesting moment in RP. Agreed. Arcos dealing with the sorcerer getting away and not being happy about it, and then obviously receiving a little bit of aid or information from a fellow sailor certainly factored into what his decisions were there. And who being who, and upsetting, or not really upsetting, but trying to get a little bit more of a discount out of an already discounted situation. A little bit of back and forth between Lenine and who in the Lion Shield cost I thought was pretty cool, and very well done also. And overall, general, just the interaction with you guys as RPers together, it's everything's starting to gel a little bit. Good to see you guys still talking about Zankus, even though he's not here, trying to keep that part as part of the group as much as you can. I mean, even though he has sort of technically run off on you guys. Well, you don't know exactly what's happened, but to keep that kind of still there, and even though Trashy has had to drop out of the campaign, we want to try and keep the character talked about a little bit, obviously, in the next few sessions, because it kind of makes sense. So good to see you guys are doing that as well. Short of that, another great session, guys. So again, what we're going to do for these guys, because most of these guys are content creators, so we're going to get them just to let you know what's happening with them on their own channels at this point. So we'll start with JJ again. So JJ, you just want to let people know what's happening with you at the moment, what's coming up in the next week or so, or what you've got planned on your channel. I know what's coming up because I'm a part of that, but let everyone know what's happening.
So you can follow me at twitch.tv/JJAussiePunk. Mostly basically due to wrestling. I have my own EFED, so basically my own company I run. Do storylines on there, all that good stuff. In the Discord, we do promos backstage. Twitter, we do go crazy on Twitter too. We take over everywhere. It's amazing. At the moment, we are doing Team JJ, which is me, versus Team Travis, who took my company off me. We do like a bit of a Survivor Series type deal where we do point system and we try to win my company back. Got Grim, who's world champion, who's going to be in a fatal four-way with Evil, who's Jax. We've faced other two people. Really cool pay-per-view coming up. Next couple of weeks, we got some qualifying matches for Money in Bank and some really fun matches coming up. That's me.
Definitely looking forward to that. My character is former US and Australian champion, which is really cool as well. So good to be involved in that. More RP stuff. So definitely go check out JJ when you see him live. If you're into the EFED wrestling world, it's a lot of fun. He does very, very well with commentation, and it's definitely well worth checking out. Next up, we got Mr. Grim, who's not really streaming at the moment, but has done and may do in the future. I'm not sure when, why, or how, but yeah. We'll let Grim tell you what he may or may not have planned. We still shout him out and get him to do his thing anyway, even though he hasn't done anything for a little bit, because we can.
Yeah, look, I'm hoping to get back to it eventually. I'm sort of thinking maybe not doing live stream content, maybe some videos might be the way to go. Sort of
pre-recorded stuff.
Yeah. But at the moment, my channel is at Twitch TV/GrimRealities. And the content I have done has been old point and click adventures. And that's probably what I'll do going forward, and maybe some board game stuff. But real life sort of gets in the way of doing a lot of that. And in my free time, I just have fun with these gentlemen. So
D&D.
you know, yeah.
Yes, and just to let you know as well, Grim is also a DM, and we may see Grim guest DMing on this channel at some point in the future, doing a mini adventure for us. I'm working him. I'm twisting his arm, trying to get him to get his confidence built up a little bit. So we may see that in the future. We may not. But I'll keep freaking twisting his arm and see what happens. I mean, hopefully it doesn't break off, but I mean, you never know. But anyway, lastly but not least, we've also got Mr. Ericode as well, another content creator here on Twitch and YouTube, as it turns out. Yeah. So, Mr. Ericode, if you would let us know what's happening with you, good sir.
Schedule's been a little bit shaky lately. There's some stuff that's been going on, like personal-wise, but it's in the process of being sorted out. So the schedule is still maybe for the Twitch side of things a little bit shaky until the end of the year, and the decision might be made by the end of the year with everything that's going on at the moment to go over to YouTube. As it is at the moment, it's Monday and Friday when I can get up and smash it out on those 2 days. Mondays have been a little bit difficult. So Monday and Friday on Twitch, a bit of Fortnite, some driving games, etc., and whatever sort of takes our fancy. At the moment with Evil here doing the D&D stuff until all this session's all over and done with, and then Wednesdays will be YouTube. All the links are on the Twitch, on my about me on the Twitch page, YouTube, etc. So if you want to sub over there to YouTube, you can click on the link over there, and it'll take you to the channel.
Definitely go check out his YouTube as well. Some cool music stuff over there as well. Some really awesome shorts. Like Era has got some really cool shorts over there from the Fortnite, from other things that we've done as well. So definitely go check out his YouTube channel if you get a chance, and catch him live whenever you see him live on Mondays and Fridays at the moment, and Wednesdays here, of course, with us doing D&D. And this is Era's a relatively new D&D as well, so this is not his first rodeo. He's done some stuff with Grim as a DM off stream, but both Era and JJ are relatively new to the D&D world, so I think they're doing exceptionally well with their RP. I hope they're enjoying themselves here. I'm certainly enjoying having them as players. Grim is a bit of an old hand, kinda, sorta, relatively new, but kind of old hand at the same time.
In the old days, I used to walk 40 miles to school with
well, that
no
was you.
shoes and snow. Oh, yeah, that's right. That was me.
That was you old cunt.
Sorry.
But as I said, I'm the old hand when it comes to D&D. I've been playing D&D for 30 odd years, playing DMing now for coming up 4 years. Thoroughly enjoying both. I still really enjoy to play, but love the D&D, the DM as well. We have our homebrew game on Sundays here on this channel, starting at about 8 o'clock New Zealand Standard Time. You'll see Grim on the Sunday game as well as Grim's partner Mina, my brother Baz, one of my mods Drax. Trash was there as well, but has had to step out for personal stuff. And everyone's thinking of you, Trash. Definitely you and your family. Hope everything goes as well as it can for you, and we're always around if you need a chat, my friend. So no need to apologize for anything. It's totally understandable, and like I said, just know that everyone in my community and every community that you've been a part of is definitely thinking of you guys. So definitely hopefully we'll see you around. So keep us informed if you can, man. But like I said, we're always my chats are always open if you want to reach out. I know it's one of those things you just need to focus on what's happening. So, but reach out if you need to. Anywho, that is Rox has said time for stream to start. Time for the stream to end. In fact, we are going to raid though. So I need to find someone to raid, and we're going to carry us on. We had a couple of awesome raids here, so we're going to find someone else to pass the D&D love on to, another D&D stream. Give me a few moments here. As I said, guys, I am looking at moving to YouTube at the end of this month, so keep an eye out on the Twitter and the Discord for information in that regard. So when we do move, obviously all of my subs, you guys are awesome. I do appreciate all of your subs. We will be calling for those subs to be cancelled at the end of this month, as I will not be continuing here on Twitch. I will be moving to YouTube. If you wish to continue to sub on a platform or in that light, you can do it on the Gilded. We've got 3 tiers there. You will still get access to all the guild emotes. All the Twitch emotes are on Gilded already, so you get access to all those. You'll get some other benefits for subbing as well. I do not expect anyone to continue their subs on Gilded. I'd prefer you just to hang out and keep up with the content. Come and check us out when we're over on YouTube. We'll be doing the D&D stuff. We'll be still doing the gaming stuff and the map stuff. It'll be just in a different place. But keep an eye on the Gilded and stuff for that. So, where are we going to go raid? We've got Lost Archives. They're doing some D&D. I think we'll go raid. We haven't raided them for a little while. And I know they probably own... why don't you just start? They're about an hour in. So we're going to raid Lost Archives, guys. They are another D&D channel. If you haven't checked them out already, make sure you do. They're a bunch of awesome people. And we've raided them before. So thank you very much once again to all the new follows. The resub from Dill Cripple. Did see that, Dill. Thank you so much, mate. Appreciate it. To the followers, to the subs, existing subs and new subs, to the raiders and everyone else. I hope you guys had an amazing evening. I certainly enjoyed myself. We will see you tomorrow for Pew Pew Thursday. We'll be doing some fork knife. Possibly Grim will be joining us for that. And anyone else who wants to join, JJ, Era, more than welcome. Anyone who's got the fork knives, want to come and hang out with us, playing some fork knife tomorrow night. Come and hang out and we'll get some games in, we'll shoot some people and have some fun. Until then, take care and we'll see you next time.